Hey, my super beautiful, lovely souls. It's Lizzie the Lightworker here. Welcome to my channel, Rainbow Moon Readings, where everything I do here is intended with love and positivity and for healing purposes. Today, we're working on an Aries inner child healing type reading. And we are still in Aries season. Aries season has felt really productive to me. How are you guys finding it? What's going on in you guys' Aries season? Any of my Aries out there, I'm shouting out to you. Anybody else who's adopting maybe some of Aries sort of productive initiative type energy. What's been going on? Leave me some comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. So today we're working on an inner child. So now we can all afford to, take some advice from spirit and the universe to help us heal our inner child. Sometimes when we have a broken or bruised sort of inner child, it affects us in our everyday life. It affects our relationships, our work life, everything really. It's sort of good to, maybe figure out some things that maybe have wounded you or traumatized you in the past, that maybe left some holes or some gaps in your soul, or you feel like empty, possibly, from anything that, happened in the past. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to draw out 7 cards. We're going to get how your inner child feels, what you lacked as a child, something that you left maybe behind that maybe left you scarred, how it maybe affects your life now, something maybe that you can do to heal, how maybe you can support your inner child, and a message from your actual inner child. Okay, so this will be for Aries, and anybody really in Aries season. It could be for Aries sun, moon, or rising. Okay, so let's get out the first card, how your inner child feels. So with the Emperor, I'm feeling like there may have been an issue with the father figure. Okay, when the Emperor comes up and we're asking a question like that, you may feel like in your household, either your father was very controlling, okay, or there was lots of responsibilities that you had to have, or you may feel like you just had a shaky relationship with your father and it could have maybe confused you or made you feel not good enough. To me, the Emperor is a no-nonsense, in-charge, sort of authoritative, controlling type person, okay? They do things with love, but they're a bit more stoic and they're a bit more unemotional, okay? They sort of feel like emotionally detached, okay? Sort of militant, if that makes any sense. So your inner child could feel like maybe a longing for that connection with father, to strengthen it. Or it could be that, you need to find ways to be more responsible to yourself and for yourself, and more dependable to yourself and for yourself, if that makes any sense, okay? But yeah, strong father energy here, okay? I don't know what the relationship was like. It could have been shaky. Your father could have been rather more the disciplinarian, okay? Or the breadwinner, or the person that, you looked up to, and they had good traits and bad traits, that maybe you adopted some of these traits, okay? But I'm feeling like your inner child may either feel like there's an issue with your father, you may have felt abandoned by your father, or that, you were never able to sort of get on his level or be what he expected you to be, or you wanted to be what he wanted you to be, okay? That's very possible. So what you lacked as a child. Okay, with the Tower, I'm feeling like structure, okay? Definitely some structure issues, which could revert back to the father issue. Yeah, I'm feeling like children need sort of predictability in life. They need routine and predictability. They need to know that their household is sort of strong and stable. So I'm feeling like there may have been some instability here. The household may have been chaotic. There may have been lots of fighting and arguing going on a lot. You may have felt in fear sometimes. You may have felt like you wanted to get away from it or escape it. Really, to me, lacking is definitely the foundation. A strong foundation in a household for a child to thrive is insanely important, okay? I feel like there was chaos. You never knew when the next fight was coming. You sort of maybe walked on eggshells in your household, or maybe you had to walk on eggshells around your father. Maybe he was a busy man and he worked a lot, and maybe he didn't want to be bothered at times. But to me, this is saying, yes, shaky foundation, okay? So strong foundation is something you could have lacked. Okay, something that left my inner child scarred. To me, this is saying There might have been some financial instabilities in the house. You might have had one parent that was working and one that wasn't, or maybe they were both working and they had a difficult time making ends meet. They may have both felt like, where's the next paycheck coming from? Okay. They might have been living paycheck to paycheck. They also may have been working very hard in their adult lives and not having any growth from their jobs. Okay. They may have been stuck in just sort of, I don't want to say mediocre, but that's the best word I can come up with right now, sort of mediocre work or menial type jobs where they couldn't expand themselves. They couldn't get to be the manager. They couldn't get to be the top of the chain. So they had to stay and just sort of take whatever they can get when they can get it. Okay. So growing up, that may have been difficult on you if there was fights regarding money. Okay. And seeing it, experiencing it, and knowing about it could have definitely left you scarred and left you fearful and made you maybe worry too much about material things in your adult life. It may have made you learn lessons that you never wanted to be this way, and you always wanted to be able to provide for yourself because you didn't want to end up like them. That's a possibility. So yeah, that's definitely could scar you, especially when you ask for something as a kid and you're not able to get it. Maybe you wanted new Nikes and your parents couldn't afford it, and you would just hear that over and over again, or a lot of the time you would hear it and, maybe it left some type of void inside of you, okay? But yeah, to me, it's saying that maybe your parents worked very hard, but they never were able to accomplish exactly what they wanted to. And it, to me, could also feel like there might have been divorce here, okay? There might have been a separation or divorce between parents. To me, the Tower says divorce, and this is like sort of issues maybe with money or moving on or trying to decide what to do in a relationship. Okay, so how it affects your life now. So I'm feeling like it could make you feel like there's lots of things that you don't want to acknowledge or see at times, especially painful things. Sometimes it's really hard to look within and sort of like expel the things that we need to expel. It's almost like purging yourself, okay? But you'd rather not look at these things that are dark or sort of painful memories. You need to purge them out though, because all they really do is just create sort of like emotional debt for you that you can never really fill. So you just sort of you have to sort of just purge them out. But to me, this is saying like, if this is affecting you in your life now, all the things from your past and your childhood, it may make you fearful to make choices. You might have a hard time with decisions because you grew up in a shaky foundation. You might be worried that one decision you make could lead you to a shaky foundation again. So that's part of it. It could just make you be blinded to truths, things you don't want to see or hear, things you don't want to know about that are painful. So you might be the type of person that avoids things, or you might not make any decisions at all. Just remember, guys, like, okay, not making a decision is still a decision, okay? And with the Two of Swords, I see that very often. It's also like you may be afraid to let stuff out about yourself, and you might be afraid to let like things in as well. It's being very sort of blocked emotionally and very guarded emotionally, okay? So that's how it could affect you. Something you can do to heal. Let go. All right. The King of Pentacles is all about possessions to me. In this type of reading, when I say this is about possessions, your thoughts are sort of your possessions. If you think about it, they belong to you. They're only in your mind. Memories are your possessions. They're only in your mind. Okay. So I think what you need to do is go through like the worst memories, the bad memories. And like I said, sort of try to purge them out. You may need to seek counsel where, you sit down once a week and you talk about these issues and you let them out to somebody who doesn't even know you, who's not going to judge you, and they'll sort of help you with some strategies. But I'm also feeling like make yourself more, like work on your foundations as an adult. Like make sure you have your own security in life and you work towards having like the ultimate security that you've always desired. Like money in the bank, maybe you're saving up for a house or a nicer car, or like whatever it is that's going to give you that like material security as well as emotional security. I'm feeling like this has to do with like your structures. So make sure like your financial structures are in place and you're able to provide for yourself. Okay. how can you support your inner child? I'm feeling like with the Queen of Pentacles, it's more like mother yourself. Does that make any sense? Like, don't baby yourself, but like sort of like in a way, kind of, yeah, baby yourself. It's like, be gentle with yourself, okay? You know, everybody goes through hard times. Everybody has like bad childhoods. Like, unless we're like rich and have everything and have parents that are like, leave it to Beaver, you know, the old days where it looked picture perfect on TV, black and white, that doesn't exist. We know that, right? So this to me is saying like, be realistic with yourself, but like also be easy on yourself. Don't beat yourself up when you don't do something right, or you don't have exactly what you want, or you're not being perfect in someone else's eyes, or like at your job or in your relationships. Don't beat yourself up. Be like gentle with yourself. Be practical. You know, sort of like nurturing on yourself, okay? It's okay to go back in time and address these things. And I know it sounds crazy, but like imagine yourself like talking to yourself as a kid, and like listen to yourself. Even in meditation, you can sort of ask your higher self, or ask yourself as a child. You picture yourself as a child, like, what do you need from me? What can I do to help you? And it does work, guys. I mean, I know it sounds crazy maybe, but it really does work. It is helpful to do these things. It's called shadow work as well. Okay, so a message from your inner child. What is a message from your inner child? Like, what can we draw? What, like one of these cards? I want to pick like one of these cards, okay? Be willing to express love. Express love to receive love. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so this is sort of saying that, you know, don't bottle up your emotions. Don't be afraid to let out your emotions at the right times. Like, don't be afraid of what happened in your past. You know, and you grew up with maybe like a shaky household, or unstable people, or people yelling and screaming and going crazy around you, and like a lot of anger and tension. Don't let that ruin what you can have with another person or group of people. Okay, we can't pick our family, but we can pick our friends, and we can pick our loved ones that, you know, we're in relationships with. So I'm feeling like this is saying like, be open, express yourself to these people, show your love out, like let it out. Don't be afraid. Don't hold it in, like we've seen here with this Two of Swords card. Okay, it's like, if you express it in a positive way, it'll come back to you in a positive way, okay? This is saying to love yourself as well. Love yourself more. Even the things you don't like about yourself, take those and make those positives. Make those things, like, even like, you know, I don't know, the things that you don't like, even put those to light. Bring those to light, and just love all of you. Love all of you. That's how you'll receive that love as well. And you'll match up and find a partner that's going to do the same with you, if that's what you want, or if that's what you're working on in your current relationship. But yes, this is a beautiful message from your own inner child. Be willing to express love. All right, guys, let me know what you think about this reading. If you'd like to see any more types of readings like this, like, you can comment in your astrology sign. You could say, I'm a Pisces, I'm an Aquarius, I would like to do my inner child, or, you know, you can look back on some of my old videos, but I would like to do, you know, sort of like refresher videos, okay? Yeah, guys, thanks so much for tuning in and watching the video. Hit that like button, that thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Love and light to you all.